Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video for you that has been a long time coming and it is finally here. For those of you that don't know, I follow Weight Watchers Points Plus, which is an old Weight Watchers plan. And the method I use to follow this plan is the app iTrackBites. I have been using that app so I can follow the Weight Watchers plan that personally worked best for me and my body. Way back in 2011, 2012, I lost almost 60 pounds using the Points Plus plan, and when Weight Watchers Freestyle and Smart Points was introduced, my body was just not bonding with that plan in the same way that it bonded and reacted with Points Plus. Therefore, I really wanted to go back and follow the Points Plus plan, and the only way I could do that was with a non-Weight Watchers app, and iTrackBites entered my life, and I haven't looked back since. For those of you that don't know, iTrackBites in recent months got a huge makeover, if you will. It got a facelift, and as an iTrackBites user, I am so glad that it did, because I'm not gonna lie, while I loved the fact that it let me follow the Points Plus plan that I wanted to follow, it didn't look real pretty. But now, it's real pretty. They made a lot of changes that took, I'm sure, user feedback into consideration and made the app a lot better, a lot prettier, and helps track things in a better, more efficient way, in my opinion. So today, I am here to kind of give you the brief overview of what some of the new and exciting features are on the updated iTrackBites app. Now, I can't go into every detail because, let's face it, we would be here for like an hour and a half and nobody wants to listen to me for an hour and a half, but I'm just going to touch a little bit on how to do what are some of my favorite features of the new app. Some of them are the same as the old video. I made a video like this quite some time ago when I first started using iTrackBites to follow Points Plus. I'm going to touch on some things that are not new features per se, but you have to make sure you know where they are and how to access them, and then a couple of new and exciting things that I want to point out to you guys. So that is what this video is today, and a special shout out to iTrackBites because they are actually sponsoring this video. I tell you, there is no greater joy in an influencer's world than to get reached out to by a company that they already know, use, and love. I'm not even joking. When iTrackBites reached out to me, I was like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? I love you. I am a loyal customer of yours. Yes, of course I would love to work with you. So thank you to iTrackBites for sponsoring this video. I am a huge fan, as you already know. Now we're going to jump right on in. Full disclosure, I am an iTrackBites Pro user, which means I pay the $36 a year, I think it is, for the Pro upgrade. Is it worth it? 110% in my honest opinion. Can you follow the iTrackBites app without it? Yeah, probably, but I'm telling you, I only waited like 1 or 2 weeks before I said, forget it. I'm buying the upgrade, and I'm about due to get my upgrade renewed very soon, I think end of March, and I will be upgrading again for the next year because the Pro features cannot be beat. I really enjoy them. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things you do get with the Pro subscription that you do not get with the basic. A couple things of note. In the Pro app, that is the only way you can gain access to the Bites Flex plan, which is the equivalent of Weight Watchers Freestyle. In the free version of iTrackBites, you can get access to Bites Classic, Bites Plus, which is Points Plus, Bites Smart, which is the old Smart Points plan before Freestyle, and the calorie counting. Two features that I think make it incredibly worthwhile to go Pro are right here, and that is the Add Food online database and the restaurant guide. You do not get access to either of these with the free version of the app, and for me personally, I think they are crucial to helping me find ease with finding what point values everything is. The online database is the database full of information from other users that you can freely scan for everything, and every bit of data will pop up. For example, my Sandwich Brothers sandwich, breakfast sandwich. I can search for that and it will come up. When you don't have access to the online database and you just have access to things like the Pocket Guide, that will not happen. So if you want the widest range of search results, your best bet is to go Pro and get access to the online database. And the same goes for the restaurant guide. That is the only way you can go and search for specific restaurants and then search for an item within those restaurants for your specific plan of choice. Other things of note that you can only get with Pro: you can read posts in the community tab, but you cannot post in the community without going Pro, and you do not get Fitbit integration or Apple Health Kit integration unless you go Pro. And while Fitbit only tracks your steps, I do love that I have Fitbit integration because I went Pro. So I do earn Fit points back for the steps that I do on a given day, which I never eat my Fit Points. I know that question is going to come up. I do not eat my Fit Points, but I love knowing how many I have and how many points I have earned back by moving. And then the last feature that you can get for Pro is something I don't use, and that is just the ability to export your logs and everything like that. So all in all, right off the bat, you can see the stuff that is included for $36 a year is super, super worth paying the $36 for. Now let's go ahead and jump right into iTrackBites and let me show you where a couple of these awesome features are hanging out. The first thing of note on the new iTrackBites is you actually have different meals instead of being just a piece of notebook paper. It is divided by breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. Hallelujah, happy day. I have been dying for that. And it is something so simple, but for me, it's something so important to be able to visualize what I ate when, instead of just a log of what I ate in a day. It helps me to see, I ate this many points for breakfast, this many points for lunch, I had these many snacks today. For whatever reason, mentally, that really helps me, so I was thrilled that they came up and added this feature. Another Pro feature that I didn't actually mention before, but you will notice is on my thing right here, is what's called a secondary metric. So iTrackBites now lets you track points if that's your primary method of tracking things. But in case you're curious about how many macros you've been eating or how many calories you've been eating, you now have the option to secondarily track that information as well. And the way you access that is you go to your settings button, which is down at the bottom of the screen, and then you hit the settings again, and you will see it says secondary metric, and you can choose none, calories, or macros. And then what you'll do is you will set a specific macro goal in your plan selection page so it knows how to track it for you. Now, I use this as a guideline and not as God, if you will. My first goal is to track my points and then track my macros, or I will occasionally switch it back and forth, which you can do. If you go, I wonder how many calories I've eaten today, you can go into settings, switch it to calories, and it will immediately change to calories and let you know. Now, I don't know, I can't tell you exactly how accurate the calories and macros thing is, because some of the information you might do a quick add, some of the information you might have the right points value but not necessarily the accurate nutrition information or calories put in. For me, I'm following Points Plus, which means I don't need to know the calories to get a points value. I just need to know fat, fiber, protein, and carbohydrates, which means I don't necessarily have a calorie count. So something that's 200 calories might not have that information logged into the online database. Therefore, if I track it without that 200 calories, they will not get added to my calorie count, even though the points are deducted from my day. Does that make sense? So I'm kind of using it as a guideline more than a, oh, I don't have enough calories for the day. But it's really cool to know that the information is there. So if you accurately tracked and made sure that everything was accurately tracked, you could, in fact, accurately track both your points and your calories or your macros for the day, which I think is so stinking cool. It's like Weight Watchers and MyFitnessPal had a baby. I love it. Now, you might be wondering where the restaurant guide is. If you hit the plus button on your screen and then click food, you will see results, favorite, my food, recipes, and brands. If you head over to brands, you will get the restaurant tab, and then you can click see all, and that will give you access to the restaurants that iTrackBites has on file. You can find the restaurant you want and then scroll through the menu as you normally would. In case you're wondering, your healthy checks are still available. If you click on the plus sign, the lower right-hand option is checks, and there you can do your water, fruit and vegetable, dairy, lean protein, oil, whole grain, and multivitamin check-ins every day if that's something you are into. Under the green add button, you will also find your calculator, which helps you figure out exactly how many points something is on any given Weight Watchers plan that you choose to follow within the iTrackBites app. You also have access to the barcode scanner under the green button. However, the barcode scanner is also up at the upper right-hand corner of your main screen. Your weight tracker is underneath the green plus sign. Your basic activity tracking options are under the green plus sign, and then your food menu is where most of your things are going to happen. Now, for quick add, this is something that magically disappeared, and I don't actually like the way that they do the new quick add because it's too many steps. What if I know something is 2 points and I just want to go quick add 2 points, done? I can't do that anymore, at least not to my knowledge. So here's what you have to do instead. Click on the green button, click on food, and then click on the plus sign up in the upper right-hand corner. What is required is a name and the Bites Plus value, although that doesn't actually say it's required. If you want it to be a quick add item, it is in fact required. Say I know the points value of my yogurt. It is 2 Bites Plus. You will then scroll down after putting in just the name and the Bites Plus. You will click Save, and it says Empty Macros. Then you go, oh, but that's okay. You click the save button again. Then it sends you to the page where you have effectively created this quick add item. Then you can click track and it'll tell you it's incomplete and you go, that's okay, track it anyway. And that is how you have to do quick add now. Is it as convenient as the old version? No, not at all. I kind of wish they would just give us an option to go back to add 2 points. Done, and it's tracked. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, they took that away from us. Thankfully, though, there is still a way around it, and you still have the quick add option. It just takes a couple more steps. If you go under the food menu and you click recipes, this is where you will find your recipe builder, which is also a pro-only feature. You will see the button for create recipe or quick add. The quick add is just if you happen to already know the nutrition information for the recipe you want to make, you can plug it all in and wham bam, it's done. But if you go to the recipe builder and hit create recipe, this is where you will put in the name, how many servings it is, and then you will add all of the ingredients and it will calculate the points value of the recipe for you. Again, this is only a pro item. And then once you create that recipe, it will save to your recipes section. So the next time you make it, you can go underneath the recipes tab and you will see all of the recipes you have previously made and not have to add them to the recipe builder again. Another thing I want to point out in general is while I follow the Points Plus plan, there are other options, as I mentioned earlier, for which previous Weight Watchers plan or current Weight Watchers plan you would like to follow. However, the Weight Watchers Freestyle version is only available if you are a pro member. Now, obviously, they can't use the term points because it is copyrighted by Weight Watchers, so we are following Bites, and that is the word that is used to name all of the plans. So if you go under the settings button and you click weight loss plan, the first option is weight loss plan, and you will see I have Bites Plus, which is Points Plus. And if you click on it, you will see the option for Bites Flex, which is also known as Weight Watchers Freestyle, Bites Smart, which is Smart Points before Weight Watchers Freestyle, Bites Plus, which is Points Plus, and Bites Classic, which is calories, fat, and fiber. When I first joined Weight Watchers, that was the plan that they were using. And then right below it, which you can't quite see in the screenshot, is plain old calorie counting. So those are the 5 plans that you have an option of following in the iTrackBites app. Other things you can see on the weight loss plan page is your activity level, what your fitness goal is, your goal weight. I have that number in there. Of course, I don't actually know what my goal weight is yet. You guys know that if you've been following me for a while. Starting weight, start date, and then all of your daily allowances. I have manual allowance on. I let the app tell me how many points I'm allowed to eat, but I turned on manual allowance so I can modify the percentage of macros that I get in a day because I wanted to do more fat, more protein, less carbohydrates. So that's how that works on the weight loss plan page. On your settings page, you have just your typical settings, how you want to track your weight and your height, which day your points reset, which weekly allowances you want to use first, and then that is where you can change your secondary metric as well. Other things worth noting on the bottom of the page are the community tab, which just kind of allows you to access what would be the equivalent of Weight Watchers Connect. The little graph will let you track your weight, how much food you've been eating, and your average amount of activity. My graphs are not a good example of what it's supposed to look like because I am an on-again, off-again tracker, especially during this specific time of year. I'm trying to get back at it, but that's not the point of this video. And then back on the main page, you can see underneath the breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack tab, I also have an activity tab. Now, my Fitbit syncs automatically just based on how many steps I have gotten in a day, and it will tell me how many points I've earned based on those steps alone. It's very easy to change the date in case you have to add something that you didn't add a previous day. You just click on the button and it will automatically flip over to your chosen date, which is super convenient and super easy. You can scroll ahead and scroll back, no problem. And then in case you forget, what plan you're following. You will see what plan it is calculating for up at the top of your screen. Again, I could go on and on about every feature that is available in the updated iTrackBites app, but we don't have time for that. This was just kind of a brief look at some of the features that it offers and why I think personally it's a good idea to go pro. And seriously, although this is a sponsored video, I'm paying out of pocket for this app. And I have been since last March, and I will be paying out of pocket for this app again when renewal time comes around, because there's just, for $36, there's no reason not to go pro. I mean, there's really just not. If you are new to iTrackBites and you're still trying to figure things out, I highly encourage you to just sit with the app for a while, poke around and explore, because that's how I got to know everything after the update happened. I had to sit there and go, wait, what happened with this? Where did this go? Oh, cool. This is how this works now. Take some time and explore the app and get to know it, because because once you start to explore, you'll find it's very, very user-friendly and easy to use. If you need more resources on how to use the new iTrackBites, there is actually a Facebook group that I am personally a part of called the iTrackBites Participants, I believe. I will have that link down below for you. I'm not sponsored by the group or anything, and I'm not a moderator of the group or anything. I'm just a member of the group, and I go there when I need information on whatever. The one thing I did use it for was, I'm like, where's my quick add button? And I searched in that group, and that's what answered my question, and that's how I knew how to tell you how to do a quick add. So I highly encourage, if you have any questions, head over to that Facebook group and join that group, and they have so many things posted up on that group that can answer really any question you could possibly have. And if you can't find the answer, or if you have a question for me personally, feel free to leave it down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And that's everything about the new iTrackBites app that I have for today. Thank you again to iTrackBites for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button down there, you could join the Diva and the Divine community and be notified every time I upload something new. Thank you guys so much for taking the time. Take care, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!